Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I wanted to combine my review for episode 3 of World Beyond and also my trailer breakdown for episode 4 in this video, just because not a lot really happened in 3, and it seems like things are starting to build up a little bit more here in episode 4, where I think in 5 and 6 you're going to really start to get into some of the action and stuff, and then you have like the last 4 episodes where things are going to play out, right? Because that's kind of that's the ending to the entire series here. That's where Jadis is going to be coming in. That's where we're going to get some of the Rick stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going to play a role in those last 4 or 5 episodes. So for now, for episodes 3 and 4, obviously, I think 4 could be good, but 3 to me was just kind of like, it was all right. Honestly, most of it I was kind of bored for, but there was some interesting stuff in terms of what happened with Huck and with Hope that I did find interesting. And also there was a little bit of the Elton thing that was kind of fun. But yeah, anyways, before we go any further, obviously this will contain spoilers for episode 3, so I hope you guys are all aware of that. And also, if you're new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, then make sure to be a subscriber. Now, World Beyond didn't really impress me too much tonight. It was kind of, again, a lot of the Elton and Percy stuff was fun. It was cool to kind of get everything coming together in the end. And we saw that reunion, right? Like to see Elton and Percy get back to, or I guess arrive at the perimeter to meet those two new characters. And I will say, I can't remember what that girl's name was, but I can totally see a relationship starting between her and Elton. And I mean, that's the thing. This episode was just like relationship galore. Like it was just constant, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I know that it was probably needed for the story, and it's probably needed for stuff that they're setting up. I personally don't like stuff like that. When like in movies, if they ever start to like get into any type of relationship thing, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not a fan of things like that in like television, movies, or whatever. And so this episode, because it's just like young love and all of that, and I just honestly I was just rolling my eyes the entire time. And that's kind of, that's why the certain moments that we did get I actually did really like. And Elton and Percy's story was a lot of fun. I do like Elton as a character. I thought I never really liked him too much, but in this episode I actually started to like him a little bit more. And I will say Percy definitely is not trusting, but I don't know where they're going with his story yet, just because it's, like they've tricked us before where they made him seem really bad and then he wasn't. They go back and forth with all of it. And obviously the big cliffhanger here is that he pulls out his knife because he sees the CRM arrive, right? And so that's probably for Huck and stuff like that. But like, that's what I mean. When I see stuff like that, I'm just like, I don't understand. That's why to me, Percy is sort of in a very, kind of tricky situation right now in terms of, me liking him or not. But I think in the end, it's not going to matter anyways, because I do think he's going to die. Like, I do think they showed that off in the trailer. I could be wrong about that, but there was a walker that looked so much like Percy. And again, that could have been like a dream sequence or whatever, but I still think Percy's going to die. Also, the way they killed walkers is kind of cringe. Like they have all these special moves and stuff. And that's the thing about World Beyond that I hate. And The Walking Dead does this a little bit too, is they try to kill walkers in like this very special, creative, cool way. They try to look all badass. And like, I just find it looks so dumb. Honestly, it just looks really stupid. It doesn't look realistic. It looks childish. It looks so bad. Honestly, it just looks so bad. It's not real. You don't see Rick doing that. Like, you don't see Rick having to do all these cool moves to kill walkers. And I will say, in terms of on The Walking Dead, it's more of the newer characters who do things like that, right? Like, you have characters like Magna, who will do things like that. A lot of the newer cast on The Walking Dead is the ones that do all the special moves. The older cast like Carol and Daryl and all of them, they just have a knife and they just like put it in their head. Like, they're not thinking of doing like this cool kick and stuff like that. So I also just came off of watching Fear the Walking Dead's premiere, which my review will come out right after this. That episode was really amazing. Honestly, I was just so blown away by it. And the way they kill walkers in there was just so natural and normal. So I just wanted to point this out because they do it so much in here that one girl, whatever, is doing all the fancy kicks. And like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it looks so bad. We did see Hope trying to, she was studying and stuff, and it was all Cure related. That stuff was cool. It showed how smart she was. She kind of reminded me of the Peter Parker of this whole thing. I believe the other character's name is Mason, but I could be wrong. Again, there was this whole relationship thing they're teasing. A lot of World Beyond is like high school kids and just what high school kids go through. And you know, when they were playing Jenga and they had that music playing in the background, I was like, this isn't even anything in the Walking Dead universe. This is just totally different, and it's not good different. At least for me, and that's the thing. This might be for other people. Some people might like that kind of stuff. I don't. Personally, I don't like stuff like that because it's just, I don't know, it reminds me of a soap opera, and I just don't watch shows like that. I don't watch like romance movies ever. I literally never do. I find them so sickening. Like comedies I'll watch here and there, you know, and I'm not against comedies at all, but my main thing is like survival, adventure, and like horror is a big one. Like I really like real true stories like that, and a series like World Beyond isn't really necessarily that, though it touches on elements of it, which I do like. And I do believe that Hope will be key to finding some type of cure in the future. It seems like she's going to be key to all of it, but as to what extent, right? Like that's the whole thing about it. Like how much is Hope going to actually play a role in the end? Man, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, in the end, she does actually sneak out of the CRM. Huck helps her with that. Huck snuck her out, and they ended up at the perimeter. And so we got this whole reunion there. Hope and Huck are there. We see Iris reacts to Hope and that. Elton is there. So basically, the gang's all together. Felix is also. I think Felix might have been out, but he's basically there as well. So everyone's all together besides Silas for the most part. And I don't know if that means that Silas is going to play a role in the future or something special within the CRM, but everyone's all together. I imagine it's only for a short amount of time because obviously Hope could bring Iris and Felix to the CRM. But as we saw in the trailer for episode 4, it seems like Hope wants to do it in a smart way. And I actually agree with her with that. Iris was like, no, the smart thing is you just stay here. And I'm like, oh my God, this character. Like, are you kidding me? You think it's smart for Hope to stay there when they're all going to know that she's missing? They're all going to come to, like, you're putting everyone in danger. You think you're going to fight the CRM? Are you kidding me? I just can't with this character anymore, honestly. It's so frustrating. And I know Felix has her back, so I just can't with Felix anymore. I hope Will can talk some sense into Felix. Honestly, I really want him to. Iris, I think, is a lost cause at this point in the series. I don't think I'm going to like the character. Well, in the beginning, I was kind of like, well, we'll see where we go. But I think it was episode 2 where it was like the way that they were killing walkers. I was just like, oh my God, we're almost done this series. We have 7 episodes left. I still don't like the character. I don't think I'm going to. But I will say in this episode, there was a lot of characters. And again, it's a lot of the newer characters. There was that, I don't remember what her name was, but it was the girl that met Elton and they seemed to have that relationship. She was super cool. Her and Elton, I think, are going to be one of my favorite characters going forward. Will as well, like I mentioned in the past. He is such a great character, and I feel like they got the casting right this time. And I think these roles, it's either the writing that are making some of these characters really cringy, or it's just the characters and their performances, right? Or the casting, I mean, and the performances. So, like, at this point, you know, I've kind of gotten over how much I don't like the characters, and I like to focus on some of the newer stuff. And in terms of what this episode was, so, to me, this was just kind of like, it was so bland of an episode. I like the fact that Hook snuck out. I like where they ended it. But again, for the most part, this entire episode was just kind of boring. And I think that the highlights for the episode was easily the Elton and Percy storyline. And not so much Percy, mostly just Elton and those 2 new characters that we ran into there. That was a lot of fun, honestly. That was such a fun thing. And I think Elton, I don't know who the actor is that plays him, but I think that he's actually doing a pretty good job right now. There's a noticeable difference from season 1, and I like where the character is going. And also, I don't know who those 2 newer characters are, but I really like them as well. So yeah, overall, I thought this episode was just kind of bland. If I were to rate it anything, it would be like a 4 or 5 out of 10. And a lot of the highlights were that story, and I did enjoy that stuff, and I enjoyed where it did end. So we'll have to wait and see where it goes for episode 4. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with some of the Felix and Huck stuff, because episode 4's trailer did look pretty good for that. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.